Hey guys, so today I am in my office and I wanted to talk about something that's very near and dear to me, and that is being a first generation student or scholar, some people like to say. So I was a first generation student myself, and what that basically means is that you are the first person in your family between your mom and your dad to attend a university or to attend a junior college, whichever one you may be at. So I wanted to talk about some first generation scholar tips that everyone should know about. But before I get started, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So what are the top programs that you should be aware of as a first generation student? Or we can also classify these as support services. So of course I'm going to toot my own horn and say that student disability services comes first because that's where I work. So if you are someone who has a disability, maybe you had a 504 or an IEP in high school, you want to make sure that you reach out to your Student Disability Services office to continue those services. They don't just happen automatically. You have to put them in place when you're in college. The next one is the counseling center. So right now, especially guys, there's so much happening in our country politically. Also, we're still in a pandemic, so you want to make sure that you're staying in tune with your mental health, and you do that by checking in with the counseling center. It's free. It's there for you to use. Many counseling centers, you don't even have to show up. They're doing telemental health. You can sit in your bed and have a counseling session. Like, how cool and easy is that? So you want to make sure that you take advantage of the counseling center. The next one is student health services. So student health services is available on most campuses. Maybe you need a checkup. I remember going to student health services as an undergraduate student for yearly checkups that were free or close to free, which really saved some of my money. As a college student, you always want to save money, so that is very important. You also want to be aware of programs like TRIO. So TRIO is a federally funded program that really targets students from disadvantaged backgrounds. So first generation students, students where you may come from a single parent home, where maybe you didn't have a lot of income. Those are the type of students that TRIO serves. There are grant funding for you to be able to have a little extra money in your pocket. There's community-based experience for you to get out and maybe see the world, see your city, see nearby cities. TRIO is really a great place for that. I know they also provide specialized tutoring, which brings me to my next program, tutoring. That is so important. There is tutoring available at most college campuses, and you want to make sure that if you're struggling within a subject that you go and get that free help. You don't have to, just struggle alone or make bad grades. There are individuals who are tutors right on your campus who've already taken the class most of the time, so that's always a good thing. And you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of that service. Now, this may not be available on all campuses. I know that it is available on mine, but on some campuses there are testing clinics. So maybe you need to be tested to learn more information about yourself as far as academically. So maybe you need a psychological evaluation. Maybe you need some academic testing. Some campuses do offer that service. Sometimes it's free or sometimes it's at a really discounted rate. And in case you didn't know, these tests are expensive. Sometimes they're upwards of $2,000 to $3,000. But at some campuses, you can get them for under $100, okay? You can't beat that. So you want to take advantage of any discounted testing that you feel may better you within your academic experience. So as a first generation scholar, I remember not really knowing about many of the things that the campus had to offer other than I was there to get an education. And I was talking with someone earlier today, and they really needed some help with learning about financial resources that are on campus, but they were having a hard time articulating that or getting their point across. So if you find yourself running into a situation where you're having some financial hardship, but you're not quite sure where to go, you're not quite sure where to look, you want to start with someone like your academic advisor. So, of course, your academic advisor is there to help you academically with choosing classes and things like that. But many times they're like the gatekeeper to the other programs that are on campus. So if you're having trouble with, trying to even figure out where to go academically, maybe socially, you want to take that first step and get to know your academic advisor. Many times, and I think I've said this before in a video, I meet with students, they don't know who their academic advisor is. They've never even talked to them. You don't want that to be you. You need to speak with your academic advisor, not only to figure out the best academic plan for yourself, but they also have a lot of other great information, and they will most likely know where to point you if you're struggling financially. If you have questions about the campus, they're going to be that first go-to person for many people, so you want to take advantage of that. So I was thinking to myself earlier, what is something that I wish that I would have known as a first generation scholar? So a little story about me is that I actually received a 4-year scholarship because I was a first generation scholar. So that's a little note. If you are in high school and you're watching this video, or you know someone who's in high school, please be sure to reach out to your academic counselors at your school, because a lot of times many cities are doing like pretty huge scholarships for first generation scholars. And I was someone who actually got an opportunity to go to a 4-year university where my tuition and fees were covered, but they were not covered during the summer. So my actual scholarship did not cover any classes that I took during the summer. So thinking back, I wish I would have known, hey, Miss Dugan, go out and look for another scholarship that would, cover your summer fees, because for some reason, I never thought about that just looking back. So please be aware that if you have a scholarship and maybe it doesn't cover everything, you can look for other scholarships. You want to start with your academic advisor, of course. A lot of times there are internal scholarships or scholarships that are available at your specific university. And then there are external scholarships, things that are available outside of the university. So that may look like a scholarship for a bank. I know my bank was doing scholarships for undergraduate and graduate students. That may be a scholarship from your church, but you gotta look for those things. And then you want to make sure that you're not waiting to the last minute. So make sure that if you know that the summer's coming up and your scholarship is not going to pay for the summer, you don't wait until May to look. You want to look now in January, because a lot of those things are opening. They have to have time to review the recipient. So they're going to, get those dates closed early spring. So you want to make sure that you're not left behind, especially when free money is on the table. Another thing I wish I would have known as a first generation scholar was I had a meal plan, and I didn't really understand how the meal plan worked. And at the end of the semester, probably not even that semester, like a few semesters later, I realized that I wasn't using like my entire meal plan. I remember we had something called dining dollars, and you had to use the dining dollars by the end of the semester. They didn't carry over. And I didn't realize that like until semesters passed. So I wasted a lot of free money that I could have used on food. So make sure that if you do have a meal plan, that you know how it works. Call Residence Life and ask them, or sometimes it's directly through, the dining hall. But you want to get that information, because little things like that make a difference. So another thing that could really help our first generation scholars out are jobs, right? So a lot of students, they want to know, where can I get a job? Where can I work? The best place to start is on your campus. So I actually worked at a store on campus for like most of my undergraduate experience. It was easy. I just left my dorm, I walked there, It actually paid, pretty good money. And then I didn't have to worry about commuting, spending gas money, or trying to get a ride somewhere. So if you are looking for a job, which, a lot of our first generation scholars, they may not have that financial support from their families. So of course you want to be independent and you want to use your resources. So if you are looking for a job, the best place to start is on campus. There's a dining hall. They need plenty of people to work there. There's the bookstore. There are also student worker positions. Maybe you are someone who is receiving, federal funding for work study. So there are many, many jobs on campus. Think about how big a college campus is. They need people there to help run the place. So make sure that you're looking maybe on your school's job site. They're going to post the jobs there, or word of mouth is always good, right? So ask someone, hey, do you know who's hiring, or do you know where I could get a job? There are plenty of jobs on campus. So if there's an opportunity for you to put some extra cash in your pocket, make sure that you take that opportunity. So I hope this video was helpful for you. I just kind of gave you a quick overview on first generation scholars and some things that may be helpful to you. I may make a part 2 to this video. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Drop down in the comments. Let me know if you're a first generation scholar or if you know someone who is a first generation scholar, and if there are any other tips that you would like to know about. Be sure to check out my blog, Dugan Digs Disability. The link is in the description box below, and I'll see you again on Saturday for an adult daily living skills video. Bye.